and welcome to the final day of competition, stage 13 of the 2011 Personnel Dakar, Argentina, Chile. Celebrations all round for our winners, Mark Kommer, Nasser Al-Attiyah in the cars for Volkswagen. And in the trucks, it's Kamaz once more, the legend that is Tsar Vladimir Chagin. First of all, let's take a look back on yesterday's stage and find out what you missed. Well, it was 555 kilometers of stage and very tricky conditions, lots of mud.
Limpiamos el radiador para que no refrigere bien.
Javier Rodriguez saying, I've cleaned the radiator so it will work again. And that was the order of the day for many. One man didn't even get off the start line. I've broken my gearbox now for the fourth time. This time, it's really over. Castor finally giving up on his Sherco. See, the tyres don't move. I need to find a local to fix that. We'll try to weld it and finalise the stage. This is the story of Petr Senkov from Bulgaria. Although he did his quad find it difficult in the mud, the Jeep that was towing it also found it difficult. They had to transfer from the Jeep and trailer into a farmer's cart, and that took a little bit of logistics. I don't know how this story will end, but I've got to try everything to continue, says Petr. Incredibly, he found a local to talk to. And he was wanting to weld the mechanism back between the wheels and his handlebars. Incredibly, the truck driver knew someone who could do this. He says, it's crazy, I go with this truck and I'm asking myself, where are we going? It would have been so much easier to wait for the camion ballet, but you see, that is life. The stage from Cordoba back to Buenos Aires should be simple. 181 kilometers over relatively flat land, but the weather could have caused havoc. The ground sodden wet, so this Dakar, who knows what might happen on the small stage. Cordoba to Buenos Aires, the largest city in Argentina, to the second largest city in Argentina. And the capital. The Dakar 2011 is nearly over, and this should have been a walk in the park for all of our riders, but for one, it's a difficult affair. The 12 days have really taken their toll on riders, and every chance they have a chance to break, they do. Mark Kommer feeling the pressure before the start of the day. Coma led the stage, and he was out in the countryside of Argentina, where beef, of course, is prevalent. And he wouldn't know what was going on behind him. Francisco Lopez had much pressure from the Chilean press after third last year and came to be one of the favourites, but he had problems. 18 seconds down, midpoint in the stage. Firstly, suspension issues, rubbing on the tyre, and the tyre blew out. Thankfully, both Duclos and Gerard Fares, his teammates, were there to help, and soon they would try and get the bike underway. Look at how the suspension is drooping.
¿Qué pasa?
Un día muy mal, se ha roto una pieza atrás.
This is a very bad day. I braid apart the rear, and I think we are now out of the Dakar. It's going to be very hard. Apart from the rear suspension that we tried, and don't think we're going to succeed on getting to the end of the stage. Look how the bike rides, like a trial bike, very low on the rear end. But either way, he had just 80 kilometers to do, like that. His tyre, I don't know if he can do it. There's still 100 kilometers left. We will follow him. At worst, I will tow him. And indeed, it was too much for the rear tyre, with the rear tank rubbing furiously on the back. His teammates were there shortly after to try and tend to him. He had a 50-minute lead over Helder Rodriguez for third spot going into the day. So there was a bit of a rush to try and get him to the end of the stage. Alain Duclos knew a thing or two about being recovered, decided to try and tow him. Soon that wouldn't work either. That caused problems for Duclos as well. The tow rope stuck in his chain. Thankfully though, Pablo Copetti came past on his quad after a bit of sweet talking between Argentina and Chile. Very cool. Convenient over this rally. They finally managed to get a tow rope on the quad. And this is the way he would do the final 80 kilometers. Weight over the front tyre, desperately trying not to rub the rear tyre. He would come to the finish like this, much to the applause of the Argentinian crowd. Sadly, not enough time to keep his fourth spot. Disappointment was obvious. Sadly though, that is Dakar, and it was to the advantage of Helder Rodriguez. At the very start of the rally, he said he was aiming to improve on fourth last year, and going into the stage, he was comfortably fourth. His one stage victory really should have been 3 after big navigational errors, but he likes these short stages, and he was fast. Second on today's stage, and with the demise of Lopez, finished third. First of the other bikes apart from the Yamaha. He was flying on this 180 kilometer stage.
Muito difícil. Quase
it was so hard.
Tivesse acontecido nada e que tivesse feito quarto lugar.
I really would have not preferred to have this situation. I had 2 disappointments in the Dakar this year, and I didn't want to suffer here third time. If I'm really third, then that is saying something. So drama for the final podium spot, but the front 2 were pretty much decided going into the day. Marc Coma, no problems, and only one mistake hitting that stone in the rally. The only question mark really was how the 450 engine on the KTM would cope with the 3 engine rule, but it seems to survive. And this victory even more impressive considering he had a new teammate and new team manager. This is his third Dakar win, and he said it was probably one of his first time also since 2002 that a number 1 bike has won the Dakar. Marc Coma is your winner.
Contento.
I'm really happy.
Trabajo.
It was so much work. many sacrifices, and I just want to thank all the people behind me that you never see on the TV. Thanks to them, a very good day. And he had ample support this year from Juan Pedrero. After Jordi Villadoms decided to go away from the KTM team, they had to find a new teammate, and Pedrero has really enjoyed being a teammate, part of the winning team. The emotion was obvious on the Spaniard's face. Cyril Desprez went into the day knowing that he could do nothing to influence the rally. He started second and chased the dust of Coma, but he didn't pass him, and Coma never stopped, and that would mean he would have to make second his own. Overall, the gap was 15 minutes. He did get that penalty, but that was an only 10-minute penalty, so really the problem was his misnavigation at the beginning of this week.
Dakar, j'ai fait 8 podiums, 3 victoires.
But yes, I am disappointed
Une de plus aurait été bien.
Because I couldn't race sportingly a little bit more. I'm happy to finish a new Dakar.
Pas beaucoup d'erreurs, mais les deux petites.
I did 8 podiums and 3 wins. One more would have been better. Winner of the stage today was a BMW once more, the second time that the Motorade by Speedbrain team took victory in the 2011 Dakar, but it was the first victory for Frans Verhoeven. He clocked 165 kilometers an hour on his BMW, far faster than many of the other 450s. And that meant that he took victory by just 5 seconds over Helder Rodriguez. Jean Azevedo on his 690 KTM took third, Desprez fourth, and Coma fifth. Overall, Coma, Desprez, Rodriguez, Lopez dropped to fourth, Pedrero Garcia fifth in his first time with the works KTM team.